Welcome back to the Coins Information HD channel, everyone. Today we are taking a deep, in-depth journey into the world of American numismatics, exploring a coin that appears simple on the surface but carries with it a story of history, production, surprising rarity in top condition, and a value in 2025 that may shock many collectors and beginners. This is the complete story of the 1973 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. A copper coin that for many Americans was part of daily life but today holds far more interest than most people realize. Sit back, relax, and let us explore every angle of this iconic penny. The year was 1973. America was deep in the early years of the 1970s, a decade marked by economic transitions, rising inflation, and cultural transformation. In the world of coins, the United States was still producing Lincoln pennies with the classic bronze alloy that had been used for decades. These coins contain 95% copper, giving them their distinctive color, weight, and traditional feel. The Lincoln Memorial design had already been in use for more than a decade, replacing the earlier wheat ears reverse that ended in 1958. By 1973, the penny still served as an essential part of daily commerce, and billions of them flowed from minting presses every year. At the Philadelphia Mint, where pennies did not carry a mint mark, the production of the 1973 Lincoln cent would reach astronomical numbers. This would lead many people to assume that the coin is entirely common, and in many ways it is. But its story is not simply about quantity. As we will discover later, condition, color, preservation, and numismatic demand can elevate even a common date into a surprising treasure. Before diving into rarity and value, let us understand the physical makeup and important specifications of the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. This coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909. Lincoln faces right, with the words Liberty to the left, the date 1973 to the right, and the motto In God We Trust arched across the top. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall and centered. If examined carefully with a magnifying glass, the small statue of Lincoln can actually be seen engraved within the memorial. The words United States of America curve across the top, with the motto E Pluribus Unum just beneath. The denomination 1 cent is displayed boldly at the bottom. The coin has a diameter of 19 millimeters, a weight of just over 3 grams, and a smooth edge. Because of its high copper content, the 1973 penny has a natural warm red or red-brown tone when well preserved. Over the decades, many examples have toned darker into a full brown color, which is typical for unprotected copper coins exposed to air and handling. The Philadelphia Mint struck well over 3 billion 1973 Lincoln cents without a mint mark. This enormous mintage means that in circulated condition, the coin is extremely common. Millions remain in drawers, jars, boxes, old coin rolls, and even pocket change. However, while the coin is abundant in worn, circulated condition, its availability changes drastically when we talk about pristine, uncirculated, high-grade examples. Out of billions struck, only a very small fraction survived in gem condition, and an even smaller portion retained the bright red color that collectors prize most. These tiny percentages of premium surviving coins are the ones that achieve impressive auction prices and carry the real numismatic value. It may sound contradictory, but the 1973 penny is both common and rare. Common because billions were produced, and most circulated heavily for decades. Rare because copper cents fade, scratch, dull, and tone quickly. By the 1980s and 1990s, most of these pennies had already seen heavy usage, losing the sharp details and bright surfaces required for high grading. To achieve top-tier value, a coin must remain in mint state condition, meaning it received no wear. More importantly, it must possess strong luster and minimal marks, qualities that only a tiny number of coins retain. Collectors classify copper coins in 3 color categories: red, the brightest and most valuable; red-brown, a mix of red and darker tones; brown, the most common color after years of aging. A 1973 Lincoln cent that retains full red color after 50 years is a remarkable survivor, and these are the coins that attract attention from serious collectors. Professional grading services. such as those used in the hobby today, assign numerical grades to coins from 1 to 70, with a mint state 70 representing absolute perfection. For the 1973 penny, grades between 65 and 67 are particularly valuable when paired with full red color. The jump in price between a mint state 64 red and a mint state 67 red can be dramatic, because each higher grade becomes exponentially rarer. Collectors pay close attention to luster, strike sharpness, surface quality, and the presence or absence of contact marks, all of which determine whether a coin is merely uncirculated or truly exceptional. Now let us discuss what collectors truly want to know. What is the 1973 no-mint mark penny worth in 2025? In circulated condition, the coin generally holds only minimal monetary value. Most examples found in change are worth between 1 and several cents. They are collectible for sentimental and historical reasons, but not usually for profit. In uncirculated condition, the story becomes far more interesting. A typical uncirculated example may be worth $1 or $2, depending on luster and color. A better quality mint state coin can sell for several dollars. Once the grade reaches the mid-60s and displays a strong red appearance, values can rise into the tens or even low hundreds of dollars. High-grade red examples in the upper mint state range can achieve significantly higher prices. Coins graded at the highest levels, particularly those above mint state 67, can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars if visually exceptional and certified by a leading grading service. This is why collectors search roll after roll, hoping to find one of these rare gems hiding among millions of ordinary examples. Another interesting aspect of the 1973 penny is the existence of error coins. While the standard no-mint mark penny has no major widely recognized error associated with its base design, individual minting mistakes such as die cracks, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and doubled dies occasionally appear. Genuine dramatic errors can command impressive premiums, especially if the coin is preserved in uncirculated condition. Errors are unusual by nature, and collectors of minting mistakes are always eager to add unusual examples to their collections. While such errors are not common, they do enhance the potential excitement of examining older pennies from this era. Another reason collectors value pre-1982 pennies, including the 1973 issue, is their copper composition. With modern pennies made mostly from zinc, older copper cents have become nostalgic relics of a different era of American coinage. Collectors appreciate their durability, traditional appearance, and historical consistency. As discussions continue in political circles about eliminating the penny from circulation altogether, older copper examples gain symbolic significance as the last of an era that may one day be entirely discontinued. This sentiment often helps support collector demand. If you have a 1973 penny or discover one in an old jar, here are the key things to inspect. First, evaluate the color. A bright, original red coin is the most desirable. Next, check for luster and shine, an indicator that the surfaces remain untouched. Then inspect the coin under light for contact marks, scratches, and abrasions. Sharp details in Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat are essential for higher grading. On the reverse, look closely at the steps, columns, and details inside the memorial. The clearer the small details, the higher the potential value. Finally, look for any unusual patterns, doubling, or striking abnormalities that could indicate an error coin. Grading can be beneficial, but it is not always necessary. A coin must be exceptional to justify the expense of professional grading. If your 1973 penny looks heavily circulated or has lost its original luster, it is unlikely to increase in value through grading. However, if you possess a near-perfect red example with sharp details and no visible marks, grading might be worthwhile. Graded coins tend to sell more easily, command higher prices, and provide assurance of authenticity and condition. In 2025, the coin market remains strong, driven by renewed interest from younger collectors and the growing online auction environment. Copper Lincoln cents continue to remain one of the most collected series in American numismatics. Although the 1973 penny is common overall, the high-end segment remains competitive. With each passing year, fewer pristine examples remain, giving top-quality survivors increasing desirability. The long-term future of this coin suggests that high-grade certified pieces will continue to hold or grow in value, while circulated examples will remain primarily of sentimental or educational value. The 1973 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny may be one of the most familiar coins in American history, but within its copper surface lies a story of mass production, preservation challenges, numismatic rarity, and enduring value. For most people, it is simply a penny. For collectors, it is a historical artifact, a potential treasure, and an important part of the long-running Lincoln cent series. Whether you are a beginner exploring the world of coins or an experienced numismatist searching for the next high-grade gem, the 1973 penny offers something for everyone. Thank you for watching this detailed deep dive. If you enjoyed this long-form exploration, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment below telling us what coin you would like to learn about next. Until the next video, happy collecting and keep your eyes open. You never know what small treasure might be hiding in plain sight.